delicious warmth. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Motorcycle Garage. It's been a little while since we've done anything on the Panther build, but you're in luck. Today we're going to do a few things, so stay tuned, should be a good episode. I stole that hand thing from Teapot One's YouTube channel. I thought it was quite cool. I'm not going to steal anything else, don't worry. So this week we're working back on the Panther build. I did actually make a video for Panther a few weeks ago, and it was all around, ignore this, we'll talk about this later, but it was all about how I'm going to mount lights, and I did a really in-depth video about bending metal and everything else, but I kind of changed my mind on the way that we were going to mount the lights, so I just didn't really fancy putting a video out trying to explain how I'm going to mount my lights when I'm literally not going to use any of that at all. If anyone isn't interested, I can throw together the video. I mean, it was virtually done, but it's not really applicable for this. It was more probably just helpful for bending metal. I'd made some mounts that you could put in the vise and you could heat up and bend 8mm steel. I think I ended up bending it 10mm steel, which was thanks to my girthy biceps. But nah, it was a handy video for learning how to bend metal, but probably not that handy for. I'm not going to progress that any further for mounting my headlights. So anyway, the bike today, we've got a few things. We've got in here's my starter motor. I had a bit of a mishap when I was trying to start my bike a few weeks ago. For whatever reason, my battery, lithium battery, whatever the fuck it's called, you know what I mean. The battery shat the bed, and I ended up having to send it back to Ultrabat in the Netherlands, and they've been very helpful actually. They've since done an analysis on the battery. They've realised that maybe some of their internal componentry was a bit subpar to protect the battery against those kind of issues. So they are sending me back a fresh battery with revised internals. They're probably going to do that update to all their batteries going forward, so there's no issues. But they seem to suggest that the starter motor was... Old starter motors can have a bit of a habit of creating huge surges of current. So I'm going to take it apart. I have no idea how to take it apart, so I'm going to take it out, shove it on the bench, take it apart, have a look at it, and then just, once it's apart, well, I might get back together this episode, I don't know yet. I don't really know what I'm doing with it, but I kind of want to just take it and see if there's anything obviously wrong with it. So, second to that, we have got a space here for my regulator rectifier, here. That needs to be mounted, so I'm going to make a little bracket for that, really straightforward. We'll start with the starter motor first, whip that off, just take it apart, then we'll work on the bracket for the regulator rectifier. With this regulator rectifier, it has to be mounted in an area that there's adequate cooling, so not really ideal putting it in a battery box where it can't cool down, just because of, I guess this is more modern componentry. I'm assuming the old ones, they used to take quite a high load and convert energy and turn AC into DC and help feed the rest of the bike. Don't know exactly how they work, but they do rely on having an airflow through them to help them cool down, so you don't want them to overheat. Hence the original position on the bike was underneath the battery box. I am thinking I will mount it somewhere here where, yes, well, it's next to the engine, which is probably a bit hot, but then it's also next to wind, which is going to be passing through it, so I think it'll be okay. I've seen other people mount them here before. It's quite an ugly little thing. If you look at the Indian, don't know if we can see this, the Indian's got it mounted pretty cool. Oh god. See it there, which is quite cool. I don't know if you did see that, it's a pretty crap video, but that's where it's mounted on the Indian. So that's quite cool. It's all part of the integral build of the bike when it was designed. This is obviously some half-assed thing that I'm pulling together, so I kind of want to tuck it away and make sure no one can see it. God, let's get the heater, we're going to bring it closer. So let's set up a little montage, I guess, for stripping the motor out, and we'll dump it on the bench. And I don't know how much I'm going to talk through the motor because I don't really know anything about the starter motor, so it's as much of a learning as it is for me, as it will be for you. So starter motor first. It's some generic rock song that I've just written to go along with it. Yeah, enjoy. Tasty. Clean off. That's really weird. I hope I showed you the right one. Never had that happen before. My trusty tangs. These bloody screws are stuck right in there. I think this allows the whole assembly to come out if I'm reading between the lines. Unless I can just peel on this. Oh, shut up. Autofocus. I can just peel on this. I don't think so. No. I think these screws need to come out. I'll try another screwdriver. I'm gonna spoil my dinner. Whoops. So, you ASMR freaks like that, don't you? I'm looking at you, Dim Tim. Right. I think I quite like to get this apart, just purely because why the hell not? But not even my mighty wrath can, my mighty swole can get these things out. I already started rounding one of the bloody screws, so I think I quite like to try and get hold of like one of these little chappy impact driver things. I think that would probably loosen it nicely. So I'll put one on the shopping list and get one. Because otherwise I'm just gonna, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna round these, and I can't really be arsed doing that. So then that's the little bits that press on the and then this stuff happens. And yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna look at. There is some rebuild guides on these, so I'm gonna just compare, and then hopefully for the next video we'll get the rest of that repair done and look at it in a little bit more detail. But it always sounded quite crap anyway, especially when trying to turn the bike over. And to be honest, I think I've absolutely gouged my Indian's battery, because I took the battery out of that to try and start the bike a while back. well, about three weeks ago when I was trying the exhaust out for the first time. So, and I think I've got that annoyingly because it's not holding charge now, and I've only left it a couple of weeks, and I've charged it twice, and it keeps not got enough oomph to start the mighty Indian. So I'll do a video on that at some point. But I got a GoPro recently as well, which was pretty cool. So I tried to incorporate that into videos. So something cool I want to show you. So last Saturday, I got a box through the mail from Lindsay at LC Cycle Works, and it's an amazing haul of tools. All tools that were surplus to his needs, and he's very generously just donated them to myself. Probably because I'm so ham-fisted, he'll get annoyed with some of the tools that I do use, like a digital vernier gauge and other things. So, very, very cool gift. Thank you so much. I was over the moon with these. Really chuffed. And I guess it just kind of shows you there are really cool people out there. And before I started this channel, I didn't really know anyone that was into bikes, never mind engineering, and just kind of always teaching yourself how to do better things. And Lindsay's one of these guys that I've gotten really well with, and he's a bit older than me, hope you don't mind me saying that, but he's walked the path that I'm walking, learnt the mistakes that I've made, so he's been a very good help whenever I do a video. But something like that's just really awesome and really kind, so thank you very much. Yeah, I'll try and put the tools to good use and not fuck up this bike anymore. Now where's that digital vernier gauge? Got it. Okay. So this is, so we'll leave the starter motor. I don't want to do any more damage just with the tools I've got right now. There's ways and means. Unless anyone thinks it's pointless taking it apart and I should be focusing on the brush end. If so, leave me a comment. I am more inclined to think it's the other way around, but I can easily be swayed if it means I don't have to take it apart. However, I'm probably going to leave that exposed. Expose myself. No, I'm probably going to leave that exposed. Therefore, it would be nice to get that little casing off so I can get it coated, whatever I want to do with it. So we'll leave that, and then we'll move on to this. So this here is regulator rectifier. All I have to do is cut a straight bracket and drill a couple of holes in it. Luckily they've got these kind of nice countersunk, well not countersunk, but I'll be able to get a nice couple of bolts in here sorry, just thinking about something. Never mind, something different. Anyway, I'll get a couple of bolts in here and a nuts on the other side, and that'll be fine. I might weld the nuts on the other side of the bracket, but ultimately I need to cut the bracket. Fire up the GoPro again, I guess. Let's do it. So annoyingly, this is the second time I've recorded this, but I've not got any M6 nuts left to even mount this bloody thing right now. However, it'll be fine. I know it works. I'm quite happy with where that's positioned. It's gonna, you'll barely see it. I think, to be honest, the tank might even cover it as well, so I'm happy with that. So yes, what I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted by my camera not recording was that it's nice getting more familiar with the TIG welder. Still not 100% there yet, but I know I can turn it on, and I know I'm not just going to suddenly blow holes through it. So and I count a lot of that to working on the exhaust, but also just generally not being afraid to take on projects, doing a few different projects at the moment. Stuff unrelated to the bike, but then it allows me confidence to go back to the bike with those TIG skills, which will help. So like in the future, one thing I'd like to get better at is thin metal, like thin 1.6mm steel, because I was quite shit at that before when I did the battery box. So luckily Alan is giving me the opportunity to make him a battery box in the next few months, so that'll be a good opportunity again. So I think we're going to call this one there, short and sweet for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the GoPro. I'm going to keep using it regardless, but if you liked it, then let me know, see what you think. I just couldn't be bothered. It was a bit of a mess in here setting up the garage to get some other shots, so it was quite a quick and dirty video tonight. So happy with the mount. I'm going to be happy with the starter motor once I get the tools and try and take those screwdrivers out. So we'll tackle that in another episode, and then we'll spend a bit more time talking about Mr. Front Cover. I'm not going to spoil that. That'll be the next video. So please like, subscribe, follow, whatever. Send me a message. Let's catch up and take it easy, guys. See you soon.